Hi, and welcome back. On my previous video, we reached this point where we were going to get the events from a database on a JSON format. So, because we allow it to happen here using our JSON request behavior allow get, which we were able to get the same results. Okay. Now we're gonna close that, and we're gonna add React. So how do we add React? Let's close the running and go to package manager control, and we're gonna start installing packages. I have my information right here, so to make it faster, so we're gonna install the package react.web.mvc4. Next one, what we'll do in that is also good to install ReactJS. Let's see if that's the trick. Yep, react.js. Browse from Facebook, install. Alright, yep, you can also install packages using the manager. Finish, and that should give us the libraries for React. Nice. Okay, we should all reach this point. And now, what do I want to accomplish with React? My end result is going to be this. My end result is going to be a table where I have all the events, and I will be able to search by this event. So if I have second event, all this table are going to be populating the information only for second event. If I type in June, only the information that contains June. If I type in May, for example, probably the last one over here. All right, so let's see. React, the way it works is components. So we're going to create components. So we have to create the full table, then we're going to create this search filter, then we're going to create this table, and then we're going to create individual rows for categories or programs. For example, this is a program, and then we're going to create rows for single events. All right, so we're grouping this, and then we're doing also after we're grouping the programs, we are populating the events. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna go to my scripts. I'm gonna add a new folder, and I'm gonna call JSX, which is for files that are gonna work with React. We're gonna add a new JavaScript file, and we're gonna call it report. Good, and we're gonna change that extension to JSX. Yes, and here we're gonna create our first useful React component, useful React application. Okay, in order to explain better how React works and all the components that we're gonna create and why we're creating them, I created this little graphic so we can better understand what is going on in our report.jsx file. So the first thing that we're doing is we're calling the FilterableEventTable, and we're passing a URL, report get events. Do you remember what happens when we get the report get events? Well, the goal is to get that JSON file that we get out of the MVC, the controller itself called report. All right. So let's stop right there for a second. Let's recognize these components. So FilterableEventTable is going to be the blue one. SearchBar, the gray one. EventTable, the white one. ProgramRow, EventProgramRow is going to be the green one, and the EventRow is going to be the light blue. All right. So what is going on inside these components? So the FilterableEventTable, this is the main handler, the one that's going to handle all the other components, but it also is going to be the one that's going to get the URL in order to process, in order to go into the server and get that information from the server, get that JSON file that we need. So here on the filterable event table is gonna one of the main goals for this event table is getting that file so we can send that to other components that we're gonna see. Also, we're gonna get the information from the text filter text, so we can pass it to the filter text, and then we can set the states for that search bar right here. All right. So then after we get the JSON file here that happens on the did mount function, then we're gonna get that information. We're gonna pass it to my event table. Okay, but we're also gonna pass the information that comes from my search bar, which comes from my text filter. Okay, so here what we're gonna have is the text filter and the table that we get from JSON. So here we're gonna compare. Hey, if this is a new program, paint it. Hey, this is a new event, paint it. Is this program the same as the last time? Don't paint it. Go back to painting a new event. All right. So that is pretty much a logic. Everything we have to compare with the search field. All right. So now we're gonna stop right here and we're gonna go to the code. Okay, guys. So we're gonna build this report line by line. All right. So bear with me. So here, the first thing is like we're gonna do it line by line, but we're gonna get the help so I don't have to code everything. So here, with the first thing item that we have is we're gonna call a component. We're gonna tell them, hey component, I want you to create a filterable event table, and I'm gonna send you that report get events, which is the URL to get the JSON file, right? So next one will be getting the filterable table, which is the second call. Actually, I like it like that. So let's do that. Let's go to the filterable table. Remember that is getting what? Is getting the URL, which is sent here. And with this, once the component did mount, we're gonna get the data and we're gonna send the data to the post. So here my variables are set here, filter text and post. We're gonna get that data here. Additionally, what's going on here is that we're handling the filter text change. We're binding this and we're setting the state of the filter text. We have to make sure that that search box is getting that information and it stays there, and we're setting that there. So for that, we're gonna pass that information to the search bar. We're gonna send there, hey, the filter, and we're gonna tell them, hey, that's because it is changing. Now we also have the event table. In the event table, we have the post variable that we have here. That remember that we has assigned the data that we got from the JSON file. So that JSON file, that information is actually being pulled into this filterable event table. All right. So the filter text, we also send that, which is important. So now we need a search bar and event table. Let's go with the search bar. Search bar. What we're doing is we're creating the component constructors handle filter text change, that is to handle, and we're getting the target value and we're assigning that to on filter text change. All right. We are also painting that text field here. This is we're using the form and we're saying, hey, draw an input text box in there. And this is going to get the value that the user has been entering and also handle the filter text change. So it keeps its own value. It's pretty straightforward. All right. So now we know what happened with the search bar. Now what is going on with the other component that we need, which is the event table. Let's get it. The event table. So the event table is getting two things, right? Remember that? The event table is getting the events and is getting that filter text. Those are properties that we send to the event table. You don't believe me? Go back, events, filter text. All right. So on the events, we're getting all the information from that JSON. All right. So we're getting the information that it comes from. Remember programs, we have description, we have start date, end date, right? So we're getting there, and then here we're also getting the filter table. So we're gonna do this we're gonna say we're gonna create a constant row to, you know, just pretty much store our information in there. And we're gonna say, hey, the last category, I need to remember you the last category because I don't want to print everything when it comes to category. I just want to print something that is different to the last program. We're gonna see that right now. So what we have here is we have for each of these events, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can find that information on that index, right? So the description, the event description, does it match what is on the index? No, it's not. Return no. How about the program? Does it match what the program is? No, it's not. So this is an AND. So it allows me to search for either description, then program, and if it doesn't match any of them, it's going to return nothing. What happens if something matches? Then if something matches, then we have to start pushing. We have to start creating program rows and event rows, all right? So, but we're only going to create the program row if it doesn't match the last category, okay? Remember, the last category is pretty much the last program that we have. I just left it as category. It could be called groups, it could be called programs. Just category because I like that better. So if it doesn't match the last one, then it means that it's a new program. So create a new program row. And if it's, and that's the condition for that. And then what we're gonna do is just pretty much create a row for every single event. Doesn't matter of the program. For every single event, we create a new row, and we also set the last category, event last description, so when it comes here, you can check if it's the same one or not. All right. We also have the return. So here, what's going to happen is going to paint the table. This is what is going to happen. We're going to say the header is going to be the ID, the event, starts and ends. Okay, sorry for the space here. I'm going to get rid of that, so you can see it better. All right, ID, event, starts. And here, which is super important, is my rows. My rows variable that is I assign here, and these rows I'm pushing different components, right? Different rows. So that's going to happen here, and that's why it's going to populate that table. Now, what is going on this event program and its event row? If we're pushing rows here, then consequently we're expecting that these are just pretty much rendering rows. Let's see what happens with event program row. Which event program row, we're gonna bring it. Is saying get the program, get 6 columns in one row, and paint it. All right, that's all there is. What is the other one doing? What is the event row doing? Okay, so event row, what it's doing is gotta be something similar, right? No, because we are here sending the event. So the event has other properties. The event has event ID, event description, date start, date ends. All right, so these are the events. That's what we're saying right there. All right, so with this event, we're gonna be painting all of every single one of them, and those are belonging. All of them belong here. All right, so that's how it all comes together, and that's it. There is not much to it. We're gonna get the element by ID container. If you remember, it's gonna be my report index file, and I'm gonna make sure that my div ID container is there. And after that, this is important. After this, we're gonna call that different libraries. So after the ID container, because it's the one that is gonna be painting it, we're gonna paint the container. So we have the scripts, React, React DOM, and we're also gonna have the reference for our script.js report, which is right here. All right, yes, scripts, JS reports. That's how we reference. That's how we import that into here. Now let's test it. Let's see if everything comes together. Yeah, can I filter by May? Excellent. Can I filter by June? Excellent. See my table filters, and this is my first application with React and connecting to an MVC application. All right, thank you very much.